And Ms. McInnes, you're represented by your attorney, Attorney Kevin Lane. Mr. Lane, you waive a record in Ms. McInnes' case?
We do, Your Honor, and we submit that all the other admonishments that you made are the same, if you'd like. And,
Okay,
and
okay.
She just wants to change her plea from no contest to guilty.
Okay. State, you have any objections? Okay, no objections. So Ms. McInnes, you entered a plea of guilty, is that correct?
That's true.
And you're entering freely and voluntarily?
I am.
And you're entering a plea of guilty because you're guilty.
I am.
And Ms. McInnes, are you a citizen of the United States?
I am, yes.
Okay. And state, I have before me state's exhibit number 1. The misdemeanor plea admonishment state, you like to offer state's exhibit 1?
Yes, sir.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, no objection. State's exhibit number 1 will be admitted. And Mr. Lane, you advising counsel Ms. McInnes. Is there any evidence that she's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. McInnes, your attorney, Mr. Lane, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
I am.
Has he provided fully effective and competent legal representation?
Yes, he has.
Ms. McInnes, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally incompetent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargaining agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that
In
agreement?
exchange for plea of guilty, no contest, that you recommend 1 year deferred adjudication, community supervision, a $900 fine and court costs, 80 hours community service, interlock device, and all other standard terms and conditions for DWI. Also, in exchange for that, the state's agreed to dismiss the UCW companion case and the originally filed DWI EAC .15 case in exchange for a plea on this particular case. Those cause numbers are M327758. That's the UCW, and M327756 was the
DWI.
original DWI
Okay.
EAC .15.
What's the, do we have court calls on this case? 370? 370 court calls, 720. Does she have a TRN? She does? Okay. Now, Ms. McInnes, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the 1 year deferred adjudicated probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $900 plus court costs of $370, plus you'll be required to pay probation fee of $60 each month, a year analysis fee of $50 each month, and a reimbursement fee of $15. You will also be required to pay Jefferson County DWI education fee and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you will be required to pay an additional $50. That's 1 year deferred, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, this DWI was filed today, is right? Is that correct?
Well,
Okay. Now, Ms. McInnes, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $900 plus court costs of $370. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, pay a urinalysis fee of $15 each month, and you'll be required to pay an additional fee of $15. You'll also be required to install, you'll also be required to pay the initial DWI evaluation and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Your total monthly installments, that is, the total amount that you will be required to pay each month is $199 a month. Will you be able to pay the $199 each month?
I will.
You will also be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. You'll be required to have a DWI to start and complete a DWI education class, and you will also be required to have a drug and alcohol assessment. You will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms of this DWI probation. The state will be dismissing cause number M327756 and cause number M327758 for forfeiture of the weapon in that case. I have before me a motion to forfeit the weapon. I have before me a document that is titled Motion to Forfeit the Weapon. This weapon is being forfeited to the Texas Department of Public Safety. Ms. McInnes, do you recognize this document?
I do.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes.
Now, Ms. McInnes, before you signed and initial this document, Ms. McInnes, you need to sit down?
No, I'm good. We're just,
She's got a real bad leg.
no, you're right.
Yeah. If you need to sit down, we could roll up
okay.
on the chair.
Yeah.
Now, Ms. McInnes, before you sign and before you sign this document, did your attorney go over this document with you?
He did.
And did you read and understand everything in this document?
I did, yes.
And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Okay, Ms. McInnes, I will accept, well, first of all, Ms. McInnes, the court is going to find that it is in the best interest that you be placed on deferred adjudicated probation. The court, no, let's do this. Ms. McInnes, do you have a commercial driver's license?
No, sir.
Okay, no, okay. Now, Ms. McInnes, the court is going to find that it is in the best interest that you be placed on deferred adjudicated probation. There is no factual basis on this here particular information. And the court will also inform you that with this particular probation, deferred adjudicated probation, if you successfully complete the probationary period, this case may be dismissed and you may qualify for a non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney about the non-disclosure because he's quite competent on those matters, okay? Now, Ms. McGinnis, as I mentioned earlier, the companion cases will be dismissed for forfeiture of the weapon in this case. Ms. McGinnis, you're gonna stand next to your attorney in front of our clerk. Once you follow the clerk directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
All right, and you're free to go as well, Mr. Laney. You have a blessed day.
The other people that are.
Okay.
Okay.
Oops, I wrote that on the wrong one. Mr. McGinnis, I told her I was aware. Miss- I want to get it. Mr. K. We don't know about tomorrow. We don't, if that's on.